Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, I just saw a video, and the video, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it's bad because I don't think it's bad, but it's a little bit competitive. And the title of the video is Aussie Muscle Cars That Left Americans in the Dust. Americans got the best muscle cars. There's no way Australia can compare. Okay, it's as simple as that. But either way, we're checking out this video. If you guys have any facts about Australian muscle cars, let me know in the comment section down below. I've been noticing that Australia and the United States shares a lot of common denominators, especially in automotive. So without further ado, let's check out this video. If you have any recommendations, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below, or preferably click that link in the pinned comment section. You can recommend videos through that Google form, and I'll check them out as soon as possible. And please do like and subscribe.
In 1972, a small team of Australian engineers achieved something that Detroit executives said was impossible. With an engine nearly half the size of their American counterparts, they built a muscle car that could hit 100 miles per hour faster than any Mopar product being sold in the US that year. This wasn't just a one-time achievement. Over 2 decades, Australian manufacturers consistently produced cars that outperformed their American inspirations, despite smaller budgets and limited resources. Today, we're looking at 10 Australian muscle cars that proved bigger isn't always better. Number 1. The Charger RTE 49. The Chrysler Charger RTE 49 emerged from a modest facility in Adelaide, where engineers worked with just 5% of Detroit's development budget. Their task seemed impossible: build a muscle car that could compete with American V8s using their proven but modest 265 cubic inch Hemi 6-cylinder engine. Rather than following Detroit's bigger is better philosophy, the Australian team focused on precision engineering. They equipped the 4.3-litre engine with 3 Weber side draft carburetors, carefully tuned the intake manifold, and developed a free-flowing exhaust system. The E49 package added a lightweight hood, thinner glass, and an aluminum transmission case. The results shocked the automotive world.
That's based on all the description he just gave. That's automatically a fast car. Even with the exhaust pipe, that's automatically going to make the car faster.
E49 Charger sprinted from 0 to 100 miles per hour in just 14.1 seconds.
Okay, that is slow. Okay. That is actually slow. But I thought he was going to say 4 seconds. I was like, damn, ain't no way. That is slow today. Okay, 14.1 seconds right now today is slow. Okay, but we got to keep it in context. We're not talking about 2024. We're talking about all the way back in the 1900s, right? So I think it was 47 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, for back then, that is pretty fast.
Faster than any American muscle car available that year. The car dominated Australian motorsport, setting lap records at tracks across the country.
Okay.
Wheels magazine crowned it the fastest accelerating Australian muscle car, proving that innovative engineering could overcome raw displacement. Number 2, HG350 Monaro GTS. While the Charger proved Australian ingenuity through smart engineering, Holden took a bolder approach with the HG Monaro GTS 350.
Wait, so Holden actually manufactures cars?
They aimed to beat America at its own game. When 14,437 units rolled off the production line in July 1970, they weren't just muscle cars. They were a declaration of war against Detroit's quality standards. The HG Monaro GTS 350 showcased a cleaner, more sophisticated design with reduced brightwork and distinctive sidewinder stripes.
Yeah,
but the
can I be real with you? They look modern. Like American muscle cars, like back from 1970, they just look a little bit more like 1971, right? But I don't know, something about just look at the aesthetic of this car, like from the rear panel of the car coming up to where the door is at. It looks quite modern. I don't know if I'm tripping, but it just doesn't look old. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Like, obviously, you can see there are certain things on the car that You know, like the engine, the way how it's set up, you can clearly see that that is a dated style, but it still looks pretty new.
Real innovation lay beneath its refined exterior. Holden equipped the GTS 350 with a crisp suspension setup paired with a Salisbury limited slip differential, delivering handling that rivaled the best American sports cars of the era. Most notably, Holden made power front disc brakes standard on all V8 models, a feature many American manufacturers still offered only as an expensive option. This commitment to advanced engineering paid off. The GTS 350's build quality and performance silenced skeptics who doubted Australian manufacturing capabilities, earning praise in contemporary reviews for matching and often exceeding American standards. If you're enjoying our video, please like and subscribe. Our goal is to have the most informative channel about the muscle car era. Number 3. Bulwell Nagari. That small workshop belonged to two brothers who turned a crashed 1937 Ford into Australia's most exclusive supercar. The Bulwell Nagari wasn't born in a massive factory or designed by a team of engineers. It emerged from a passion project that would challenge everything Detroit thought it knew about boutique performance cars.
Okay.
What began as Campbell and Graham Bulwell repairing a borrowed Ford evolved into groundbreaking automotive innovation. The brothers pioneered lightweight fiberglass construction techniques that were revolutionary for Australian sports cars, creating bodies that were both structurally rigid and aesthetically striking. Under the hood, they fitted Ford's 302 Windsor FIV 8 engine, pushing the lightweight chassis to quarter-mile times of 14.8 seconds. Later models
Quarter mile?
with the 351 Cleveland power plant dropped into the 13-second range, matching the performance of prestigious European sports cars. As legendary Wheels editor Peter Robinson noted, the Nagari delivered genuine, no-nonsense power drifts that put it in elite company. Number 4. XWGT Phase 1. While the Nagari proved Australia could build world-class performance cars, Ford Australia wasn't content to simply watch from the sidelines. In 1969, they unleashed a 351 cubic inch monster that would make Detroit take notice. The XWGT Phase 1, a car purpose-built to dominate both street and track. The Australian engineering team started with Ford's proven 351 cubic inch Windsor 5.8, but gave it a comprehensive makeover for local conditions. A high-flowing Holly 750 cubic feet per minute 4-barrel carburetor helped push output to 300 horsepower. Impressive numbers for a family sedan in 1969.
You think? 300 horsepower is 1969 is crazy. Like, most cars today don't even have 300. So 300 back then, yeah, that's top dog.
But raw power wasn't enough for Australian conditions. The engineering team developed a unique front suspension setup that delivered superior handling compared to American muscle cars, while a heavy-duty top-loader manual transmission and 9-inch differential ensured the car could handle the abuse of competition. Number 5. XWGTHO Phase 2. That next project would become one of the rarest and most significant muscle cars ever built in Australia. With just 287 units produced, the GTHO Phase 2 packed enough engineering improvements under its hood to dominate the competition at Bathurst and cement its place in automotive history. Ford's engineers focused on refining every aspect of the Phase 2's performance. They equipped the 351 Cleveland V8 with a specially tuned
It's kind of wild how these cars had V8s and so on and so forth. You know, this is what I love about humanity. We become more efficient as time goes by because a V8 can give you like 700 horsepower right now, like, you know, easily, right? And when you think about it, these guys were having V8, V12s, and they still weren't cracking 500 in most cars. So it's kind of cool how, you know, as time goes by, you know, the car community becomes a lot more creative and actually more efficient.
Poly 754 barrel carburetor, pushing output to 300 horsepower at 5,400 RPM.
Okay.
The drivetrain received major upgrades, including a robust 9-inch Daytona differential with a Detroit locker, essential for maintaining traction during high-speed racing maneuvers. The suspension and brake systems underwent comprehensive development to handle the demands of endurance racing. These refinements paid off spectacularly on the track, where the Phase 2 could blast through the quarter mile in just over 14 seconds while maintaining exceptional handling balance through Bathurst's challenging corners. Number 6,
14 seconds for a quarter ain't
X
bad.
Tirana. While Ford celebrated their engineering achievements, Holden engineers were crafting something revolutionary in their workshops. The A9 X Tirana they created wouldn't just compete with the GT-HO. It would go on to win the 1979 Bathurst 1000 by an astounding 6 laps, a feat never achieved before or since.
6
When Holden unveiled the A9X...
Wait. What's Buddy's name? King of the Hill. I don't remember his name, but I think that was him. And this was the car that he used. What is his name? I don't remember his name, but I remember it, King of the Hill.
In August 1977, it represented a complete rethinking of what an Australian performance car could be. It was the first Australian-built vehicle to feature four-wheel disc brakes as standard equipment, marking a significant leap forward in braking technology. The engineering team went even further, developing a modified rear floor pan borrowed from the UC Tirana that allowed for a stronger Salisbury rear axle and improved radial-tuned suspension geometry. Under the hood, the L31 5-litre V8 engine powered every A9X, while clever aerodynamic touches like the front spoiler with cold air ducting helped keep the brakes cool during intense racing.
There you go.
With only 405 units produced, 305 sedans and 100 hatchbacks, the A9X dominated touring car racing in 1978 and 1979, cementing its status as Australia's most successful touring car. Chrysler watched these developments closely, knowing they needed something special to respond. Number 7. 71 RT6 Pack E37 Charger. Chrysler's response to the V8 dominance wasn't to build a bigger engine, it was to build a smarter one. The RT-E37 Charger's triple Weber carburetor setup was about to demonstrate that cylinder count and engine size weren't everything in the pursuit.
That joint sound good. Let me hear that little thing go again. That thing. That thing sound good. Boy, I'm just being so real with you. There's nothing in my heart as close to muscle cars. Well, okay, I think one of the best sounding vehicles of all time is the Aventador SVJ. I'll go with the SVJ. It's so freaking thrilling. It's just so amazing to listen to that V12, right? But muscle cars, man, like when it comes to a normal budget-friendly car, so a car that is not, crossing up over $150,000, I think muscle cars just the best sounding. They just sound so amazing. Whether it's a Hellcat, the Charger, Challenger, it doesn't matter, man. They're all great. And I'm talking about the American ones. And I never knew that Australia actually made some for themselves, which is pretty cool. But this one sounded so amazing. Listen to that thing.
Was about to demonstrate that cylinder count and engine size weren't everything in the pursuit of speed. Rather than following the V8 formula established by Ford and Holden, Chrysler Australia's engineers focused on extracting maximum performance from their proven 6-cylinder platform. The E37 package transformed the standard Charger into a precision instrument, featuring a meticulously tuned triple Weber carburetor system that helped the engine breathe more efficiently. The results spoke for themselves.
Boy, that
the
thing
E37
moved.
Charger rocketed through the quarter mile in 14.4 seconds and reached 100 miles per hour in just 14.1 seconds. Numbers that put
Decent.
many V8-powered competitors to shame. On the racing circuit, particularly at Bathurst in 1972 and 1973, the E37 proved that innovative engineering could overcome displacement disadvantages. With only 149 units produced, the E37 Charger remains one of Australia's rarest muscle cars. Its success story paved the way for Ford Australia's earliest muscle car efforts, which would take shape in an equally innovative form. Number 8, XR Falcon GT.
Falcon.
In 1966,
Okay.
as American muscle cars were flooding into Australian showrooms, Ford Australia wasn't content to simply import speed. They decided to build it themselves. The XR Falcon GT emerged from this ambition, and with only 596 units produced, it set the blueprint for every Australian muscle car that followed. Under the leadership of Bill Bourke, Ford Australia's engineering team transplanted the potent 289 cubic inch V8 from the Mustang into their family sedan. The 220 horsepower engine required extensive modifications to handle Australian conditions, marking the first time an American V8 had been successfully adapted for local production.
Okay.
The XRGT's specification sheet read like a racing car's: 4-speed manual transmission and wide 14 by 5.5 inch wheels that were considered massive for 1966. These technical choices weren't just about straight-line speed. They were about creating a complete performance package that could handle Australia's unique driving conditions. Number 9, AP6 Valiant. Before Ford's XRGT dominated headlines, a different Australian muscle car had already broken new ground. In March 1965, Chrysler's AP6 Valiant emerged from the Tonsley Park factory with something unprecedented under its hood. But the demand for this groundbreaking vehicle would push the factory's capabilities
it
to
looks
their
amazing.
absolute limit. The AP6 Valiant marked the first time an Australian manufacturer successfully installed a V8 engine in a locally built car.
Okay.
Chrysler Australia adapted the 273 cubic inch V8 from American Plymouth models, producing 180 horsepower in its Australian configuration.
That is so crazy. Imagine a V8 putting out 198?
Producing
180 horsepower for a V8. That is actually so absurd. Like it's crazy. Like a V8 today, I'm telling you, like if they're trying to be nice, you probably get 500 out of the V8, but it's actually crazy, you know, how efficient car community has gotten. It's crazy.
80 horsepower in its Australian configuration. The engine's performance potential became clear when the AP6 achieved a remarkable 109 miles per hour top speed during testing. Production constraints at the Tonsley Park facility created significant challenges. The factory could only produce 200 cars per 8-hour shift, leading to customer wait times stretching up to 4 months. Despite these limitations, the AP6 showcased advanced features including self-adjusting brakes and cutting-edge acrylic enamel paint. While maintaining similar styling to its predecessor, the AP6 distinguished itself with a new split-grille treatment that mirrored the 1965 Plymouth Valiant. Number 10. 1979 Ford XC Falcon Cobra. While most farewell tours feel like hollow marketing exercises, Ford's final two-door Falcon emerged as something truly special. Each of the 400 Falcon Cobras carried a unique numbered plaque and specific racing modifications that would make them legends of Australian motorsport. Ford's engineers developed two distinct variants of the Cobra. The first 200 units packed the larger 351 Cleveland 5.8, while the remaining 200 featured the smaller but still potent 302 Cleveland engine. Every Cobra came equipped with four-wheel disc brakes, a limited slip differential, and distinctive Bathurst globe wheels, along with aerodynamic enhancements including front and rear spoilers. The most significant versions were numbers 002 through 031, designated as Option 97 cars. These special units received additional racing modifications, including twin radiator fans and extra suspension bracing, preparing them for competition use.
Right.
The attention to detail extended to the interior, where black trim featured unique cloth seat inserts matching the exterior striping. Time has proven the Cobra's significance, with pristine examples now commanding prices over $100,000. Option 97 cars fetch even higher values, cementing the Cobra's status as the ultimate evolution of Australian muscle car engineering.
These were some good cars. These were some good cars. I ain't gonna lie. And the numbers that they were putting out was crazy. It's as simple as that. Like, what? Like, them numbers is crazy. I don't think for a second, if I didn't watch this video, I'd be able to tell you that these cars was pushing out V8s and, you know, doing all these numbers. Like, these numbers are not insane in today's time. I'll say a billion times. It's not impressive. 217 horsepower, 300 horsepower. It's not impressive in today's time, right? Because that's so easy to achieve because of efficiency. However, back then it wasn't like that, right? So bigger engines usually, you know, displacement, bigger power, bigger engine, bigger power. So the fact that these dudes were able to do this with V6s and stuff like that, pretty crazy, bro. But y'all can let me know more about the whole situation between the United States and Australia and how the car scene really went, because it actually seems like you guys were quite influential to the US, and the US was quite influential to Australia as well. So pretty cool. Never knew about that, but hey, the more you learn, the better it is. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.